grapefruit juice. Welcome back to this all black everything. Think it's Flight is the platform. Appreciate you for checking us out. Thumbs it up. Like you hitchhiking. You know. Like it, share, subscribe it. Appreciate you for checking us out once again. We back with Tavistock Institute. You know it. We getting through it very smoothly. Chapter 2 still. About that much to go. We done did about that much. You know, keeping it right. I do not own the rights to this music. Peace King, the true King, Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. Just going along with the theme of the Tavistock. Dropping this powerful information. Get you some. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. We just sharing information here. And Spurs waking up those sleeping giants. So come on, get up. Get up. And we start right where we left off. It says earlier, that is shortly after the war, Reese gave a speech in New York to a group of military and civilian psychiatrists. Quote, if we prepare to come out into the open and to attach the social and national problems, attack the social and national problems of our day, then we must have the shock troops, and these cannot be provided by psychiatry based wholly in institutions. We must have mobile teams of psychiatrists who are free to move around and make contact with the local area. End quote. The overall theme of Reese's known work is the development of the use of psychiatry as a weapon of the ruling class. Reese's 22-point program for the application of military methods to civilian life, presented in his lectures that constituted the book The Shaping of Psychiatry by War, became an Anglo-American SS Bible. From Vienna in 1956, Reese, under the cover of his World Federation for Mental Health, WFMH, and Frank Wisner, the CIA Deputy Director and Chief of Special Operations, coordinated the insurgency popularly known as, quote, the Hungarian Revolution, end quote. These are all verifiable events. Do your diligence. Reese emphasized the value of overt and covert operations through the use of military as a model of improvements in civil affairs institutions. One of these covert operations was the Spinny Network. The Die Spinny Network. Through the period of the Cold War, the Die Spin Network was employed in a corporate and CIA intelligence spiritual crusade to roll back the Iron Curtain, such as the paramilitary operation known as the Hungarian Uprising in 1956. After the 1963 JFK assassination, Diaspin was deactivated in favor of the, quote, fascism with a human face, end quote, policy, championed by such leftist elements as the Institute for Policy Studies, Executive Intelligence Reviews, and Diaspin operations makes an interesting observation. Quote, of Cold War operations, the Hungarian Revolt of 1956 was Diaspin's most famous. Amid a full development of British Fabian and similar operatives to destabilize Eastern European communist parties following Khrushchev's de-Stalinization speech. The Yellen Organization's special forces comprised from former Waffen SSS and Brandenburg Division cadre covertly invaded Hungary and linked up with old fascists from the Arrow Cross Party, which the Nazis used during the occupation to conduct a wave of sabotage and assassinations. It was these elements which formed the core of the so-called Hungarian freedom fighters. The command structure extended down through scenario design and policy direction at the level of National Security Council, the Foreign Intelligence Advisory Board, the Hudson Institute, and the Hoover Institute of War, end quote. Mm. All these institutions linked up in some kind of way. Notice the pattern. In the end, the CIA directed liberation of Hungary failed because when push came to shove, the Soviet Union was willing to undertake a nuclear war to preserve their hold over the satellite states. The nuclear, the Americans, through rhetorically committed, the Americans, though rhetorically committed to liberation, were not willing to fight World War III to achieve that objective. Quote, among the Nazis laundered through Alan Dulles, Operation Sunrise and Operation Paperclip for post-war use were SS Erstenferher, er, excuse me, Unterstürmer, Unterstürmer, Paul Dickoff, who would serve as Interpol's head between 1968 and 1972. Interpol is an international private police agency which functions as a coordinating body for de-escalating terrorism. Mm-hmm. See how they do it right under your face and change the names? That's how they do. We're going to land it right there. That's a great piece of information, very powerful. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. We're just sharing this information here. It's getting better every time we open it. Tavistock Institute. This is all black everything. Check us out. Keep on coming back. Thank you for sharing and supporting and being here, taking the time out. All black everything. Thinkers fight. Thinkers want it. Let's go. Waking up the sleepy giants. Peace and love. Like and share, subscribe. You know, thumbs up like a hitchhiker. Come on. Come on. Come on. Peace to the king, Michael.